He was very protective. He was like, who's this guy? And
It's a common occurrence in new relationships, having to win over someone important in the life of your beloved. But for Eric Anderson, it wasn't Jennifer Nairn's father or brother he had to convince.
My mom jokingly said a few times if and when I started dating again that I needed to make sure to find somebody who was okay with Fred's protective nature and was okay with how involved Fred is in everything.
Jennifer adopted Fred from the SPCA 7 years ago when she was in a different relationship. Luckily for Eric, he passed the test.
Fred and I go on long walks and we go on adventures, and yeah, we really like each other, don't we? Hey? Yeah, we do.
Like many animals from the shelter, it's not entirely clear what kind of dog Fred is. He was listed as a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel cross, but Eric has other ideas.
I like to think that he is 1/16 St. Bernard due to the coloring, his big front paws, if you can see that, and if you ever see him bound through the snow, he's quite good at it. Jen thinks I'm crazy because he's small, but I think he's got a little bit of Bernard in him too.
Eric and Jennifer made the decision to get married last summer. When they combined households, they realized they owned too much stuff and decided they didn't want gifts for their wedding. But they also realized people would likely still want to give something.
So we enclosed a little note in our invitations that just said, instead of gifts, if you feel like getting us something, please donate to the SPCA because that's where Fred's from and he's the best gift that we could ever ask for, and we really didn't need anything else.
Of course, when the big day rolled around, Fred was front and center and played the role of ring bearer to perfection.
Oh, handsome. There we go. The only hitch was the pouch was tied pretty tight, so it took me a couple seconds to like open up the pouch actually, and then but he stood like he just sat there, and then once I got the reins, he went down the one path, and like it was like he knew what he was doing, which of course he did.
And while typically the bride is the center of attention, Jennifer had no problem sharing the spotlight.
I'm pretty sure the highlight for my Auntie Joni was the fact that she got to hang out with Fred as opposed to like us actually getting married.
The response was positive when it came to the donations as well. Guests gave about $1,000 to the Saskatoon SPCA.
Just the fact that he's such a great part of our lives, and without the SPCA, we wouldn't have had him in our lives, right? So it's a valuable place in our community, and yeah, it needs supporting, and it's a worthwhile thing to support.
For Go on Shaw TV, I'm Simon Hyatt.